Oh, it's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and dale to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-da-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid. But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee. A fwit-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Adventures waiting further down the road. Let's go! Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-lie-da-lie.
Greetings, adventurers! It is I, Paolo Garbanzo, your Dungeon Master for Nat 21 Adventures, and of course, the Patreon Saints game as well. Tonight, what are we doing? Golly, the All Bard Party in the city of Magecroft is about to experience the Battle of the Bands. They are representing the humble, the downtrodden neighborhood of the Rambles. And somehow they've managed to get the rest of the party, the Patreon Saints, to help them out. I'm looking off to my side because, of course, right here to my side, on the same exact couch, is not only our moderator, but our possibly one of our longest-running Patreon Saints, Reverend Tommy. Hello, Reverend Tommy.
Hello, Dungeon Master.
We've been hanging out all day, so it's kind of like, hello.
Yes, hello for the complete first time today.
All right, my friends. And, of course, our other player tonight currently is Michael, who is also playing Traylon. And, is it Traylon or Traylon? We don't know. Are we okay? Are you still there?
Hi.
All right.
Yeah.
There he is. All right. Well, they were helping the band make their float. And now there's one day left before the Battle of the Bands. Now, the Battle of the Bands, for those of you who don't know, is a competition between the neighborhoods of the city of Magecroft. Each one of them props up a band, they make a float, pageant wagon of sorts, and then they travel through the city playing their music for all that would like to hear, and for those that don't like to hear. Now, at the end of the parade, they meet up with the king, whoever survives, whatever band is actually still intact, and they basically get to stay in the king's castle for the year, which is great for whichever neighborhood wins, because they get information, secret information from their band. Is of course going to go, hey, I heard the king talking about bulldozing this other neighborhood, and then you can buy a property and things like that. It's all good. So they do that, and so each year the king tries to get a different group in. Of course, the king's actually kind of a pretty smart guy, because his whole business is like to keep all the neighborhoods like fighting each other, so that they never come together and get the king out. Anyway, not like that. Doesn't hold any conversations here present day. But I thought I'd throw up the map here of our route. Bam. Now, this is the complete route through the city. Wait, let's see if I can do it. Boop. There's my finger. See that top part over there? There's where those red dots are. The individual lone red dot by itself is the amphitheater, the gigantic stadium that they started in. And that neighborhood is Wizarding Heights. It's where all the really powerful wizards live. Basically, the parade starts as the pageant wagons do circles around in the amphitheater, and then magical portals will open up, sending each band to a different location along the parade route. Those are those other little dots there. And then they have to make their way south to the... you know what I can do? I just realized what I can do. I can share screen, and I could then go. All right, here we go. Duh. And then, all right, so, boop. There it is. That's the close-up. All right, so, as you can see right over there, that's where all those little dots are, and where's mine? No. I was going to say, it doesn't show my cursor, does it? No. Oh, well, that would have been great.
Yeah, but the thing is, at least this time around, I can see you pointing at your screen when no one else can.
Right. Oh, wait, it does show my cursor.
Hey, there's a mouse.
Okay, so there's the amphitheater. The parade starts there in the amphitheater. They go round and round and round, and then they are teleported to one of these locations, here, or here. Now, there are several bands. There's like 8 or 9 different bands. Actually, I have to count it. Now, as you can see, this one right here, this is a watery route because there's a canal. So you might end up being in the canal and try to get your way over there. This one starts you at the top of the castle, winding yourself down the hill. This one's over here on this backside of the hill. And then they all lead over here to Pirate Hill, usually called Pirate Cove by pirates, but it's actually a hill. And then you have to come over here and jump the shark, as it just literally is a canal, but there's no bridge. You just have to jump the sharks. So this is the Temple of Jawsus right over here. So they send over a few sharks so that you have to jump over them. That's the first part. That's the first leg of the race. It goes on. There it goes over to the rambles and then blah, blah, blah. It just continues on and on. Whoever survives gets to live in the castle. Now, each neighborhood, of course, sends out as many people as they possibly can to help them with said competition. Because, of course, each neighborhood really wants to win. So they will do anything. Kidnapping, sabotage, yeah, you name it. Whatever. Blowing stuff up. That's just how we roll in Magecroft.
Right.
And,
Helping.
yeah. Yes, helping. If any of you are familiar with the Palio, the horse race that's in Siena, this is 50% the horse race in Siena, and this is 50% what like German troubadours used to do in the winter. They would have to like find a really good place to hold up for the winter, but sometimes two troubadours would come to the same place, and like you got to find the right place that's going to fit you. Like you can't go to Caesar's Palace if you're only a level 1 bard. Like they're going to kick you out, and then you're in the middle of the winter, and you're gonna die.
And sometimes you have troubadours.
That's right. Maybe troubadours, maybe a three-bador. So you kind of have to find that right place. So of course, the best bands, of course, are trying to the battle of the bands. But in the Palio, they will kidnap horses. They'll kidnap the riders. They will bribe them. They will do all sorts of things. And that's not just ancient medieval history. That's literally like 10 years ago, there was a huge bribery thing and I'd say scandal, but the thing is that's just normal. So they're like, yeah, they totally bribed the guys to not win, and it was great. Anyway, this is an all bard party of the Battle of the Bands. When I say Battle of the Bands, I mean Battle of the Bands. So you have been asked by Milo and by Ned Bluetongue to do whatever you can to help out. And as we showed you before, of course, there's many options. Now, of the rules, here's the rules. They're very short. Basically, if a band takes the official parade route, then it is, this is in quotes, unsportsmanlike conduct to attack a band on the official parade route. However, if the band takes a detour trying to get around some places, you can attack them in anywhere. So they, 50-50 on that one. If you attack a band on the parade route, like they didn't have a choice. They knew it was coming. So, if they win, then it just ups their status. So most people try to really avoid that, but they do. Let's see. The band must go through each review stand and checkpoint, or they will not be able to continue forward. So if you can stop a band from going through the checkpoint, or maybe convince them to go around, then you can also do that. And if any member of the band fails to go through the checkpoint, they cannot continue on. So you can lose band members and eventually go solo. The last person who won, Rowan the Bard, as a matter of fact, and he actually ended up with just one horse. He lost his entire pageant wagon. He lost his entire band. He made it traveling across on one foot, doing a face-melting hurdy-gurdy solo, while probably doing backflips or something. So, but his whole pageant wagon got blown up, and it was a mess. So, but that's the rules. Basically, if they're on the parade route, kind of have to leave them alone. But if you can detour them off the parade route, well then, all's fair in love and war. So there are multiple points that they've just sent everyone the maps. The day before the contest opens, the official town criers and whatnot have delivered the maps to all of the various bands who have literally their people have been making their pageant wagons in secret so that no one knows what they look like or how they're armed or armored, so that they could try that. But so Milo and Ned Bluetongue are like, here's that map again of the parade route, and if there's anything that you can do, I'll just pop this up right here. Boop. Right on there. Let's just share that screen again. So, right. So that top area, that is the top left. Once again, that is Wizarding Heights. That's where we start. There's a lot of magic going on there. There's the canal. There's the pirates. Now, this is a lot of windy mud roads. So, there could be something. This, of course, is the Silver Ladle, Big Mama's house, the tavern that the AAA kind of hangs out a lot in. And then again, this is the canal where you have to jump the shark. Some people actually build ramps for their bands to be able to get over that canal. Or sometimes they make pontoon boats. There's a lot of different things. So,
But has anyone ever floated their float before? Is that new tech for the Battle of Brands Parade?
not really. There have been some like magical, there's been a lightning ship in the past that did like a maglev electro charge thing.
Oh, science.
Yeah, science. There's been a few. There's been some different types, and of course, people have just done like magical flying animals that flying carriage. They sprinkled it with pixie dust.
So that's how that works.
That's pretty much how that works. Yeah.
Happy thoughts?
Think some really good happy thoughts, and so we need a plow on the front of the parade float. Probably. Yes. They have tried everything imaginable, Mab. They have literally tried everything. And I just want to shout out to Screaming Dragon. Hello, Screaming Dragon. Thanks for joining us on this most plotty of occasions. And, right. So, thoughts, questions, comments?
So if we get them off the parade route, it makes it easier to mess with them, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Are there lots of the King's men out there kind of guiding the parade, or?
It is very clear magically where the parade route is. Like, it will be magically lit up. So they'll know what it is. Now, sometimes, and here's the thing, for instance, if it's your neighborhood, then it's pretty easy for you to not do the whole thing and zip around, as long as you hit the checkpoints. Say like Pirates Cove, if you're the pirate band, it's very easy for you to say, jump over, just pretty much go straight down the side of the hill and then hit the checkpoint at the bottom, because no one's going to mess with you. And the other pirates, like, let's just say that if you were in Pirate Cove and you're not a pirate, well, odds are they're going to beat the crap out of you, because you should probably stay in your own neighborhood, because they'll just assume you're there to mess with everything. So,
Yeah, so that means in Pirate Cove, the safest place for AAA is the vicinity of was it the Silver Ladle?
Yes.
Where we have our table that's reserved.
Yes.
So we're at least safe in that portion, because we do have a valid and legit reason to be in that part of the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. It's true. And that is one of the checkpoints, actually. The only checkpoints in Pirate Cove are going around the Silver Ladle and then jumping over the canal. The rest is up to you. There's going to be the Triceratops that blocks the path for the other bands to make the detour. That's just
that's kind of what I was thinking. If we could figure out a way to block the path and then get someone who looks like an official of the Empire to say, you need to turn here, maybe even get the crowd to help with that.
Oh, they will absolutely. The crowds, especially if they're not in the right neighborhood, will absolutely be messing with everyone. Be trying to change the parade route. That's fairly standard procedure, honestly. But they do, because of the magical way that it's lit up, it is pretty hard to convince them that the path has changed, because they all know what the path is, and they're going to know that everyone is messing with them. So let's see. We never said sharks were not fun. And yes, the canal is full of sharks. You are going to have to jump said shark. That's right here. That's the canal. There is no bridge there. The city decided not to build a bridge there, and it's just it's like 2 steps on either direction leading down to the water, and there's a ton of ferry boats, which only cost a few pennies. But the fact that it is not a bridge that you can freely walk across says a lot. Anywho, so Milo and Ned are like, there's.
I'm still glad that Ned doesn't know exactly what I did last time I helped him out.
Yeah, that's good. That is good. It's like, we could, we have the entire parade route that's through the shambles, or through the rambles there, and you do have to cross those 2 bridges. Could set something up there. Also, if you were brave enough and bold enough, gosh darn it, you might be able to sneak into Pirate Cove and perhaps do something there without getting caught, or perhaps getting caught. Also, Wizarding Heights is a pretty serious deal, mostly because those wizards are really powerful, not to be trifled with. But hey, because of that, maybe you could sneak in there. So,
well, there's always a good possibility I could probably try to set traps of coral walls.
ooh,
Because I do have the Wand of Coral. So that could probably be something that could, hinder some folks. That those that are stuck on the ground will have to find a way to get around. And those that float can float right over it.
well, it only hovers off the ground a little bit, so might have to. It's not gonna do that. But.
I mean, we went through all that trouble of getting, a heart to the fire, and it only just hovers a little bit.
Well, I mean, coral wall is like 10 feet high, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty high. Pretty tall. But then again, it is built of a castle. It's made of stone. So odds are it can just plow through it like a tank. But
Ramming speed. Yep. They asked about ramming speed of the float last night.
it's true.
So you might just need that ramming speed.
Let's see. I'm just looking at the comments here. Use magic to make the magic line skewed. Kazoo also has a Jawsless hat. That's true. Last night someone mentioned beer kegs. Oh yes. Oh you haven't seen the picture, have you? I'm trying to. I'll show it. I'm actually gonna post it to the Patreon first, but then yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on the float. So, what would you like to do? If you could even go so far as try to find where the floats are being held and, setting them on fire is not, you know, it's not unheard of.
Yeah, maybe we can scope that out.
Well, if we do need to sneak in anywhere, I can always just change my appearance for an hour and be whoever we need us to be.
We have the Royal Mile, just the neighborhoods that have bands. Royal Mile, Wizarding Heights, Pirate Cove, The Shallows, Newtown, Lowport, Bayside, Canal Walk, and of course Creepy Garden District, and of course the Ravens. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. There are 10 different floats, 10 different neighborhoods. Some scarier than others, of course.
Creepy Garden.
Creepy Garden is just sabotage.
Yeah.
Who do we know who might have a clue where one of these boats is?
Well, let's see. Shall we pop up the map of the city? Let's see. We're just gonna share the other one. Nope. All right. Boop. So, once again, this is the entire parade route. Let's see. There's my cursor. All right, Wizarding Heights. This is Pirate Cove. Thing about Pirate Cove is that there aren't a lot of really big buildings. They have some warehouses down by the docks, so that's possible. It's possible you could maybe, the amount of searching you'd have to do, fairly limited. I mean, the warehouses down by the docks, not too many. And if they don't have a big float in them, well, or a lot of guards, then probably not the place you want to look. The Shallows is here. Probably you would guess that the priests of Jawsus have that in some of their warehouses. Maybe not to be. Let's see. This is the Royal Mile, where the band that is competing this year is named Chase Treasure. Maybe they'll make an appearance at some point. Let's see. Newtown is right here, and it could be anywhere. Warehouse district. You got tons of warehouses that could be hiding anywhere. Creepy Garden District. Well, yeah, hard to say. Could be anywhere. I'm trying to think. Chat with Jan. I'm sure she'd love it. Yeah. Let's see.
See, why can't my find familiar, create a banana?
Wait, you find familiar? Because a banana is not a familiar. That's why.
Find thrall.
Nope, maybe. We could disguise our float to look like a competition. Ooh, I like that one. That's pretty good. Yeah. I'm just looking at the comments. Don't you know? Go visit Jan. Don't you know? Sure. Yeah. All right. Well, now, this is a multi-day race, by the way. This is like, they get past the checkpoint, then they get to recover, and then they get through the next checkpoint. So, I mean, you probably want to deal with Wizarding Heights and Pirate Cove first, because of course, if their agents are able to, break anything that you might, take part in any sabotage that you might have, at least, the race tomorrow is Wizarding Heights through Pirate Cove. So, yeah.
Well, let's see if by chance we might be able to find out where these floats might be stashed at around Wizarding Heights or Pirate Cove. I can always summon an owl familiar that might be able to help search the area. It can report back to me, as well as once we're close and nearby, it can actually, fly into the area and scope out, let me know exactly what's going on inside. Whereas, we can just stay outside where it's safe.
Wizarding, it's Wizarding Heights, Wizard. But maybe if you have a list, I don't know. I'm just checking out all the things. Well, hi, Madam Monso. Oh, and hi, Sally. See you there. All right. Sounds like a plan.
Yep.
Now, because it is the day before the start, most of the people are sticking to their neighborhoods. They're looking out for spies, looking out for saboteurs. Of course, pirates are they're anything. So there's not like a lot of there's certain neighborhoods that you would stand out in. Certain neighborhoods you wouldn't really. Pirate Hill being a place that you wouldn't really necessarily stand out because they don't exactly have a uniform. But they do like to say "R." What would you like to do?
Well, we've got to try and figure out either to sabotage something before we get started, or it's still the day before.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the maps have just been given out to all of the leaders of each neighborhood.
So we've got to find someone, bribe someone, or kidnap someone,
And then set it all on fire.
And then make profit.
Step 4, step 5, profit. Yes.
Well, you want to try wizarding or pirates first?
Drunk pirates probably have looser lips than wizards.
Percentages of fireballs also smaller.
Yeah, I haven't managed to pick up. I got to learn that one.
Pirates are more fun. I didn't say we weren't fun.
All right, so mayhaps we'll head to the Silver Ladle then.
All right. Alrighty. Well, wandering over to the Silver Ladle. Once again, I'll pop that map up there so that y'all know what's going on there.
Actually, you can see it right beside Traylon also.
There it is.
In the background.
It's actually in the background, right there. Pirate Cove. Boom, right there. And so it goes from Wizarding Heights, which is just behind me, over there, and then it goes boom along the top ridge of that. That's a big hill. That's a big hill right here, and it goes along that top ridge, and then winds its way through Pirate Cove, zigzagging back and forth through the muddy streets and the ramshackle shacks that the sailors have made for themselves, and then winds down around the Silver Ladle, and then along the dockside until it reaches that thing. So you wander on over to the Silver Ladle. Well, on your way there from the Rambles, I will share that screen. All right. So on your way there, now the Rambles is, of course, here. This area right here. This is the Rambles. And on your way there from Milo's place, as you get to this.
And actually, right before we set out, I'm going to actually cast my ritual Find Familiar to summon an owl that can be flying about nearby, as well as keeping an eye out for any other potential trouble we may come across, maybe doing the same thing that we might be. Right? That way I have that extra safety net, so to speak, you know? Owls be wise.
Owls be wise.
And they have good perception.
Give it a couple perception rolls, and the owl doesn't notice anything out of the ordinary, or at least doesn't tell you it does. So you get over down to the canal, and already there are people. They're fixing things. They're making a wooden ramp. So instead of the two staircases that go down into the canal, they're building a ramp on one side, and that's pretty wide. And they're still just putting the framing together, so they haven't actually. They've started to put a few boards across, but it's not anywhere complete. And yeah, so there's activity there, and how about both of you give me a perception check? The first roll of the game. Perception.
18.
18.
Yeah. I got a 7, but this rolled owl, who has a 14 plus 3, so 17 on the owl.
All right. You're not sure, Traylon. Some of the people working on this don't seem to be working that hard. But sometimes it's hard to tell with a construction crew because, some people are frantically building. Some people are just kind of like, I'm holding this piece of wood. So hard to tell if that's just normal construction work or if that's something more. Don't really know. But that's all pretty much you notice. It does take 4 pennies to 4 copper pieces to cross on a ferry boat. This little part of the canal. Spies.
Hand that right over so we can cross.
Spies. Mab thinks they're spies. All right. You cross on over and head on over to the ladle. You are getting massive looks from all of the inhabitants of this area. Every one of them is just trying to scope you out, see what you're up to, and they don't come at you or confront you or anything, but they are definitely just checking you out, seeing what's going on. You make your way over to the Silver Ladle. For those of you who don't know, the Silver Ladle is a large, old wooden building. It was probably a warehouse at some point in time. And it is a little bit ramshackle. It looks like a giant warehouse that someone has smashed several boats into. And then they just prop the boats up and use the boats as more tavern. So there's a lot of little rooms that you can go wander through. And then recently a brand new porch was put around most of the outside of this little place. But it does look like pieces have just literally been put together, and literally an actual boat. Like boats that had been decommissioned were dragged up from the harbor and just shoved onto the side of the building, and then a doorway was cut into it. Not something trying to pretend to be a boat, but actual boats. So this big ramshackle place that's possibly held together by ropes as well. Sailors, they like knots. What are you gonna do? Pirates are fun. There's all sorts of people there, and they are definitely sharpening swords, getting ready, oiling their leathers, checking their supply of potions and that sort of thing. So there's definitely a lot, probably a good 50, 60 guys here of all makes and models, and they are just getting ready for the big party.
First thing I do, definitely upon arriving, is go up to the bar and getting a couple of drinks for myself and for Traylon. That way, we're immediately, seen drinking and partaking of the festivities, so to speak.
There's an old saying in Italian that if you do not drink in company, then you're either a spy or a thief.
I will definitely partake in one of those drinks.
We still might be a spy or a thief.
That's right. But you're a drunk spy. That's that's the important thing. Okay, well, drinks easy enough to obtain. Let me see. Bartender. His name is Boar. He's a large boar with 2 R's. Seems to be a human, and kind of gives you the up and down look, and just goes, "Man, here's your beers. Have a good time. This place is gonna get a little rough tomorrow."
I toss him an extra gold coin for himself and ask, "What do you mean?"
What do you mean? The Battle of the Bands starts tomorrow. They're coming through. This is a great spot. You don't have a place reserved, tomorrow.
I didn't know that though. We've been out of the city for some time adventuring, so we've kind of lost track of we don't get the newsletter when we're in other parts of the country.
The one that you get when you pull in every time. Yes. Boar's like, you must not be from around here. Well, did you come by boat or you came by foot?
We recently got back in by Uberhawk.
Ah. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm like, it's right there.
Well, my character is talking to your character, which is like this.
So, so he's like, oh, Uberhawk. All right, well.
Yeah, we were here, ages past when we first got in, sitting on a table up on the front porch.
Well, yeah, sorry, those spots are all taken for the parade, so, yeah. How about that? We're not even trying to hide it, Quid Kevin. Look, we're literally on the same couch. Like, we even tried to get our cameras to be on the same level so that we could. All right. Meanwhile, all right. So he's like, yeah. Sorry, all those spots taken for the parade, and of course the, special guests.
Are they all in town right now?
Oh yeah. All the rooms are taken. Sorry.
That's noted quietly in the back of my mind to mayhaps not try to sit at our acquired table.
Right. That's our table. I don't know if there's enough of you here.
So this is a pretty big shindig. Who's running all the oral organization for this?
Well, the city runs it. The king, you know, he's a crazy guy. That guy.
Yeah, we're
Ford
familiar
does
with
look
how
around
crazy he
real
is.
quick, and he like just does that. That seems to be the universal symbol for the Seers, which is the king's not so secret police. So yeah, like just quick look around just to make that king, he's a great guy. Oh, knows how to party. Yeah, that guy. Love that guy. What a hoot.
Yes.
What a hoot.
I always love seeing what he has going on.
Wacky fun is what they call it. That's wacky fun.
Yeah, one of our adventures, we spent some time out on the water and all that. We really love, the whole, sailing the seas life. By chance, is there anything that we might be able to do to help some fellow seafarers out, mayhaps?
I don't know if you're familiar with my race, but we do a little bit of heavy lifting.
Well, you could talk to one of the like third bench over on the right. There's outside on the wraparound porch. There's several benches there, several tables, and he goes, hey, you might be able to talk to that guy. Find out some, he seems to have a lot of jobs for people right now. Yeah. And
much appreciated.
He's like, all right, yeah. Have a good time. Wacky fun. That king. Wacky fun. And greetings, Ik the Troll King. There are kings everywhere. And this guy, there are kings everywhere. Look at you. That guy. Wacky fun. Celebrations for every day. That's right. There's over 700 holidays in a 360-day year.
Yeah, haven't you read your COA manual?
That's right. That's right. So he pointed over to the third table on the right, which is the table is like there's 6 or 7 people there with a host of guards kind of nonchalantly around them, all piratey types. They're all piratey types. And there's definitely one guy who's there, feet kicked up on the side, who definitely looks like the pirate leader. Like, you're like, come on. That guy's definitely he's got a barmaid massaging his shoulders, and the drinks are around. He's actually got a really nice silver chalice with gems on it that he's drinking from. And his retinue seem to all be like pretty good. Like they've got nice things, good armor, nice weapons, etc., etc.
Hi there. Guy up serving the drinks said you might use a couple of people who could do some heavy lifting.
He looks over at you. One of his guards kind of just gives you the arm, like, did Boar tell you to come over here and bother me? That guy, not very bright. He probably rolled a 3 on his wisdom check. I'm going to fire him.
Well, he did. Do you need help?
He looks you up and down. He probably failed his wisdom check. No. He looks you up and down and
He's
says,
a pirate.
Where did you guys come from?
Oh, we just got back in town from adventuring up in Magmount.
You live here in town?
Oh, we have no permanent place to call home ourselves yet.
No, I'm a moop herder. I'm all over the place.
A moop herder, you don't say.
Yeah, he's a scruffy moop herder.
Scruffy looking moop herder. He goes, turns to one of his guys. He goes, "What do you think about him?" And this guy pulls out a little monocle and looks at both of you.
Now, keep in mind, I'm a tall black dragonborn with a shield, dagger, all sorts of daggers, a trident,
Oh yeah,
and all that. So,
kind of.
you
He
And I look like a standing cow with a colorful beard.
right. He looks at you, Trallin, and he's like, "Okay." Looks at you, Argrax, and he's like, "Do we get to use danger approaches?" Yes, you do, actually. You may use danger approaches.
Damn it! I should have turned that off.
No, don't turn that off. Turn it back on. He goes, they might be able to help Jed over there on the ramp. And no, it's not Eddie. Eddie's the other guy. No, sure, it's Eddie. Eddie, this is what the man drinking from the silver glass and being rather cool and everything. He says, "My name's Eddie Fastbuck. Yeah, why don't you go down? Do you know where the canal is?"
Yeah, we took the ferry across the canal. We saw the ramp being worked on, although it didn't seem like some of the crew was really interested in doing work there when we passed by.
Well,
just my observation.
Some of them are probably pretty lazy, but two good, strong fellows like yourselves, if you wouldn't mind helping them out. They are doing some work on them. They're building a ramp, to help out the parade float, as it were. Going down. Jed is the guy in charge of that operation, and you can tell him that Eddie Fastbuck sent you.
Oh, will do.
It'll be worth
Thanks for the tip.
a little bit of coinage. So,
No, nothing wrong with a little extra coin now and again.
No, you have to be nice to the players. Since when? All right. So you head on back down to the Jed the Fourth.
And we're 2 steps.
You're 2 steps. All right. It won't be long. All right. You head on down, and there's several people working on the thing. There's what looks like the guy in charge.
Oh, you Jed.
Yeah, I be Jed.
Oh, yeah. Eddie Fastbuck sent us to lend a hand with some heavy work to try to get this job done for the morrow.
Oh, he did. Well, he looks at how much work are you looking for? We could keep you busy all day and tomorrow.
Right now our schedule is pretty open. Don't think we've got much else going on really at the moment. We can definitely lend a bit of help today, and we're gonna discuss later about tomorrow.
Sounds good. Here's the plan. We're working on a beautiful ramp to help our pirate band out. Jump over this here canal, which will be full of sharks tomorrow. Now, once our band goes across it, we not going to do it. He's got a little. We're setting up a little thing. Pull it out. There goes the support beams. Blammo. The next man that goes in there, right into the water. Yar. Right into the briny shallows of the canal that goes into the harbor. But definitely full of sharks. Not ramp.
So I take it you're assuming that your float is going to be first arriving here then.
We're the start of the race this year. We don't know. We're not always the start of the race, but we are. They'll get right through here. It's going to be great.
And it must be nice to start in your home turf where you've got some great shortcuts available.
Absolutely. I mean, everyone else does it. So, not exactly against the rules.
Oh yeah, this is our first time actually in town for the race.
What?
Yeah, so we're trying to to live as much as possible while we're here.
Well, I have to say, this is my favorite festival, next to the running of the Tiamat.
Oh, I've heard about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Although I heard something about running with the Hellhounds, I think.
Oh, it's probably some upstart religion trying to do something. I don't know. I've heard time with that. Oh, Penny Dragon Games! Yay! Crap. Well, 15 viewers. Okay, great. So,
not great. It's just 2 of us.
Oh my goodness. Well, don't worry. Fortunately, most of them are unarmed. So, so I did roll so that guy with the monocle. Hey, Penny Dragon Games, great to see you. This is our Patreon Saints game. We play once a month or more or less with our top tier Patreon members, and basically I'm a couple of games behind because I've been so busy, but I know you know exactly how that feels. And right now we have just 2 of our Patreon Saints. Normally there's 4 or 5 of us. And when we have a raid, what we do is I attack the party with however many raiders are out there. Fortunately, they were already in some danger, and we had some danger approaching, and now it is certainly here. I did catch some of you. They are doing... let us know in the comments, Penny Dragon. You guys are doing part 2 of Two More Horrors. Did you make it all the way through? I'm super curious. Let me know. And remember, Penny Dragon Games, they are our awesome benefactors. And let me see if I got
Post that on the screen.
I'll pop one on the screen. Oh, there it is. Boom, I made a little advert for you. That's right, Penny Dragon Games, your one-stop shop for 5E supplements. Isadore's Vault of Tragic Treasure, Mag of Holding, which they just completed, I believe. They completed their third, Kickstarter, the third Kickstarter of Mag of Holding. They've done some other Kickstarters before as well. So, so these guys are awesome. They've let us use a lot of their images and things like that. As a matter of fact, we are still actually in the Battle of the Bands episode, and here's one of them now. That's right. The magic loot that I believe Kazoo now has. That's right. So here's what's happened. That guy who looked you over with his monocle, crit success was a 21. Did not show you that. And he went, something is definitely wrong with those guys. And sent a few other people to follow you over. And then while you were chatting with Jed here, they were like, get those guys. And you suddenly are in the center of several piratey types. I will say half of them just have mallets, hammers, claw hammers, work type stuff, and they've taken their shirts off, so they're not really meant for battle. The other the other 7 most certainly are ready for battle, and they showed up, swords drawn.
Just kind of prove our worth moment here to see if we can survive working with the pirate crew.
Yeah, apparently. So Jen looks at you guys and goes, "Those guys?" And he backs up. Meanwhile, the 7 other pirates who are fully armed and armored are like, yeah. And he said, take out those guys. Those guys. So, yeah. What would you like to do?
All right. So are they all in a line in front of us right now?
They're kind of spread out to make sure you guys don't get away. Now, of course, there is the canal at your backs. There's plenty of boaters, and they kind of like, because they're ferrying people across, and they kind of start to push away. Like, they don't want to get involved. But there is one brave one who kind of is just kind of waiting to see what happens, and maybe he's waiting for the highest bidder. Who knows? Canals to your back. They're building this ramp over here to your right. They're up there at the top of the steps. Oh, it's like Battleship Potemkin. Oh, you guys, anyone? No. Anyway, they come down the stairs with all the guns and the. Oh, that's right. It's an old movie, never mind.
All right. So there's this motley crews in front of us.
Yeah.
Approximately how many would be in front of me in, say, a 5 by 30 foot line?
Oh. Well, all of the ones that are heavily armed, yes. Five deep, 530 long.
5 foot wide by 30 foot deep.
Is that your breath weapon?
Yes.
Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're at the bottom of the stairs, so boom, by the time it got to the top of the stairs where they all are, you absolutely could hit all of the ones that are in. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking, get into position and unleash acid on them all.
All right. You look up and you go, oh crap, and oh wait, death approaches for someone. All right. So they all get saves. Yep.
Yes, it is going to be a Dex 13, and I guess one of you guys will critically because Blondie's giving you a 21.
Oh. All right. 2 of them crit save. And Blondie's. So, of the 7, the 2 guys on the end dive to either side, and you miss them completely because they crit.
So it's half damage on success.
Right. Well, if it's a 21, they take no damage. Them's the rules. From so they dive off, totally get missed.
And then drop on the 21 to me, so that'll be a crit. So we'll drop that as a crit fail.
Dang. All right. Let's grab a Tommy fail. Well, there's no roll on that one until he. It's not a D20 roll for Tommy. So hang on to that.
All right. I'll hang on to that for a moment.
Or does that mean one of them crit fails?
Whatever Mad'd like to do. One of them can crit fail. All right. She won't take it back.
She'll take it
All
back.
right.
So that's going to be 5 acid for everyone that failed, half for those that pass.
Is that all?
You 2d6.
Your breath weapon only does 5?
Yeah, it's his own. I mean,
It's
he's a
2d6 acid damage.
all right.
So each took
The guy in the middle, you nailed. The one, and it's basically on the edges, they all like, wow, they all scatter. However, yes, Quid Kevin, using your, Sir David Percival, using your 21 for a shark to miraculously jump on a pirate. So the one that dove away critically successfully missing, dodging, did dive into the canal. And, well, there are sharks in the water that were waiting so patiently and also just spying on everybody, just checking out what it is, because they are spying as well, because everybody is spying on everybody. So, pirate in the water, nom, nom, nom. Yeah, well.
Now there's chum in the water.
Now, we're all chum in the eyes of Jawses, my friends. We're all chum in the eyes of Jawses. All right. And so, bam. So that guy's gone. Those guys get there. Okay. So now it is their go. Oh, sorry. It is Traylin's go. Traylin, what did you do?
So I'm not too big of a fan of guys getting that close to me, or a lot of them anyway. So I'm gonna drop a spike growth.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave 5 feet in front of me, and I'm gonna put it on the other side of that. So if somebody does get there, I can beat them. But it's a 20-foot radius circle. So 40 feet across.
Because these steps are made of stone. You're in the center. Does the spike growth have to come out of ground?
It just says sprouts and hard spikes and thorns come out of the ground and become difficult terrain.
I don't know.
Kind of like the roots ripping up through the concrete.
Isn't stone just very hard dirt? Tell you what, I will give you that the canal has some weird plants in it, and that you can draw those plants over, and they climb up out of the and then out of the canal, and then spread out. There's probably some dirt and things like that, but yes. All right, so that will thwart them mostly from the front. Also, some of that plant growth wraps around the ramp that is to your right, and like a couple of those guys are not happy about that. All right, so that's all you. Oh my!
And then of course I'll turn on my little glittery archer form, because that's a bonus action.
So, oh my gosh! You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Okay, good. That was a 12, not a. So the guys up on the ramp, they actually get together and take a giant timber and drop it on both of you. Sadly, I rolled so many hits that they clobbered both of you with a giant timber of wood. And fortunately, instead of doing 18 damage, they only did 6. So, although the hit was a palpable hit, it didn't actually end up doing that much damage to either of you. But you both take 6 damage as the timber falls from the sky. One end bounced off the ground first, so it didn't just clunk into you. It bounced, clung, and you had to make some moves. Oh, -5 damage. Well, golly, that's going to be a total of 1 point of damage. The saints be praised that you have been, you somehow magically, miraculously dodged most of the damage, taking but 1 hit.
Okay. Reaction.
Yes. Oh,
I'm a warlock.
that's right.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
All right. So,
Oh, look at that. We're looking at his giant screen over here.
yeah. All right. So
That thing is giant. What is it like? It's a 4-foot screen. It's got to be.
I don't know. It's pretty big.
It's huge. Anyway, sorry.
Huh?
All right.
What?
They get a save. Or do you just hit?
No, it's a roll to hit.
Okay.
Because I hit
Oh yeah, +7. All right.
yeah,
Do it.
because charisma.
Yep.
My charisma is
You've got
Boss.
charisma.
Yeah, I'm very charismatic. That's a 15 plus 7.
Yeah, so these guys who don't wear any or aren't wearing any armor because they're just here to hammer things together.
Yeah.
Boom! You blast him. What's that damage?
It is. Let's see. So it's actually spell create model. So at 5th level, it's actually 2 beams at 5th level.
Are you attacking 2 different ones?
Yeah, so it was 2 people that do that. So then.
Oh yeah, they all did.
Yeah. Oh.
I will visually confirm the crit.
Yeah.
It's a crit.
Yeah. Yeah. So one of them.
The opposite of this
one. All right, and it is a hit. The target takes 1d10 force damage.
All right, roll the non-crit first.
All right, which is one of these is a 10. And that's a 10.
All right. Boom.
That's just a 2.
Oh, but double damage.
That's non-crit.
Oh, that's a non-crit. Okay. Here. All right. Boom. The one you hit for 10 damage. Eldritch Blast, which of course you have to say out loud every time you cast Eldritch Blast because, well, that's just the way. Eldritch Blast, and he flies off the backside of the ramp. Sploosh into the canal, which we already know is full of Jaws' shells. So, nom nom nom.
And now for the crit. Oh, that's a 5.
All right.
Doubled is the 10 damage of, Eldritch Blast lightning to it.
Once again, blowing the guy off the top. So, bam, bam.
Yeah.
All right.
And now these guys have just seen, me blast 2 things off the top into the water again, eaten by sharks.
Yep. All right, so that was your reaction to that. One of them chucks a hammer at you. What is your armor class?
Oh, I am not soft anymore. I'm 17.
Oh. Actually, that is a hit, though, because he rolled a 14, but he's got a good dex. So, boom. 3 damage as he chucks a mallet at your head. Like Mario Brothers.
Oh, actually, crap. Actually, I think I did the wrong reaction. It's Hellish Rebuke, not Hellish Blast.
Right, it is Hellish Rebuke. Too late.
Yeah.
That was your Hellish Rebuke. All right. And hi, Zahina. And all right, yay. And there we go. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
How much damage did I just take?
You took a 3 massive points of damage. 3. As a mallet. All right, so let's see. That guy's gone. That guy did not take any damage and hurls. Wow. Okay. The guy who totally rolled out, dodged all the damage from the acid breath, jumps up. Really cool, chucks 2 daggers, and then absolutely misses, even though he's got an amazing dexterity. I don't know. All right, so did they take damage by going through the
yes, they do. 2d4 for each 5 feet.
Oh, jeez. They're like, yeah, that's not worth it. All right. Well, 3 of them are going to go over to the ramp to try to get the jump on you over there. The other 2 who are up on the top, in between you and the plant growth, just hold their swords, and one of them's like, "Oh, okay, I have a dagger," and he chucks the dagger. And nope, that's cocked. And 16?
16.
Oh,
That's my AC.
all right. For 1 massive point of damage. Dunk. Clearly hit the backside of that and knocked the blade. Well, that is there. All right, so those 3 guys are coming over to the ramp to try to get the drop on you around the plant growth. That guy's okay. He just chucked daggers at you and also followed his other buddies. And the other, now 4 guys left up top on the ramp who are mostly unarmored workmen, are reconsidering their life choices after watching 2 of their friends get blown off the top of the ramp. Grax.
Okay, so how many are within 10 feet of me, or how many can I make within 10 feet of me?
The guys up on top of the ramp, you'd have to climb up the ramp, though. I mean, like the side of the ramp.
That's a lot of movement.
Yeah. Because right now there's a bunch of plant growth and thorns on the stairs. So it's right in front of you. So those guys are kind of just like growling and not coming towards you, trying to find a way around.
Actually, I could take a bonus action and then a regular action, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, move, action, bonus action.
Okay. So how about I Misty Step up behind them?
Sure.
Poof. And then that puts so many more. Now that puts like pretty much, that puts all of them remain. I can easily within 10 feet of me. Mm-hmm. So as my action, I will then cast Arms of Hadar. You invoke the power of Hadar, the Dark Hunger. Tendrils of dark energy erupt from you and batter all creatures within 10 feet of you. Each creature in the area must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, target takes 2d6 necrotic and can't take reactions until its next turn. Successful save, half damage, but suffer no other effects.
All right. Well, you've got the 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got the 7 guys up on top of the ramp near you. Now, not all of them are in 10 feet of you, though, but most are. 4 out of 7 of them are within 10 feet. Because remember, you have to Misty Step. You still have to be able to see it, so you can't go all the way to the other side of that ramp. You have to go kind of like to the edge of the ramp that you can see. And then there you are. There's 4 guys within 10 feet of you. All the successes. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I will use that as soon as one of these guys turns around and pummel Margaret. All right. But right now, as Misty stepped behind 4 of them and started to use his Hadar. Oh, wait. Oh, I guess I need to use that for saves. Okay, 1 save, auto success. The other 3 saves. Oh, man. 16, 16, and a 2. That would be 3 successes and 1 not terrible failure, but a bad failure. What's damage?
Okay, so damage is cast a second level or higher. It's increased by 1d6 for each slot above first. So that means I can. Yes, that's a 4d6 then.
Holy moly.
So yeah, let's just make it easy and.
Ooh, 4, and a 1. 13 damage.
So that's 13 necrotic.
Blah.
The one that failed to save has no reaction.
Right. And it also took 13 full damage. The other ones took 6 necrotic damage. All right. Bam. All right. There you are.
My turn?
Yes.
Okay. So is there somebody in the middle of those brambles? Did I get anybody?
The one guy was trying to pick his way through, but quickly realized that was too much damage for him to take. So, yeah.
So would he be within about 30 feet of me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Thorn Whip.
I love Thorn Whip. Cool whip.
So yeah, no, that's probably not going to work. I only got a 10 to hit.
All right. He definitely
That really sucks.
dodges that, and then is like, I'm out.
So yeah, I'll just pop him with my archer. 20 should hit.
Yeah, that does. Yeah.
So that little spell attack just 7.
7. All right. Boop.
Really
has
hoping to drag it to the
acid, but only took half damage on the acid, so he is still up. All right. So now it is their turn. Well, now they come after you. You've got 6 guys around you who come over there. Oh well, that one guy. You know what? The one guy with the mallet. I guess he's gonna pick up a piece of 2x4 and swings that at you. Improvised weapon. Clong. That's a 21. Unnatural 21 for 3 damage. Whap! As he hits Argrax with a 2x4. Let's see the other 2 workers. What's your armor class?
17.
They swing hammers at you but miss, and now the 3 guys who are actually armed with scimitars swing at you with a 2, a 7, and another 7, which is a total of that's like a 10. So you deftly dodge them because they suck. Not afraid to say that. And that's. I think, that's. They have to use backstab as an action, so they are definitely trying to surround you, Argrax, and hopefully get that backstab on you. But it's back to you.
All right, so I'm going to. They brought us real quick. Coral!
Pulling out your wand of coral wall, I guess.
Yeah, we never really properly named or whatever.
Yeah, right.
We're just kind of making up what it does
Coral.
as we go along.
I mean, it's a wall. It's a wand of wall, of not force, but
Yeah.
stone wall, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah, because I remember what happened last time. Some creatures got brilliantly caught inside the wall.
Yes.
You know.
So, let's see. Oh, right. Well, what? Are you just gonna form a wall, or because you could do a shorter wall that's 10 feet thick, that would fit on the ramp and just kind of and it would probably encase all of those guys that are there if they fail their saves.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that. Do that. All right. Right. So, one dodged. Absolutely. Nat 21 on that one. So, really, just 2 of them made their saves. Two, what is that? And they dodge out of the way. The rest are now encased in a giant 10 by 20 foot block of coral, which, and 10 feet tall, which is sitting on a incomplete wooden ramp, which now creaks, shudders, but remains standing this round. But you and literally everyone stops, and they're like, with it, and you can see trailing from where you're standing. Some of those wooden beams are like, unfortunately, Wind can handle that sort of thing for a little while.
Now, the ones that dodged, did they by chance dodge into his thorns?
Well, the one that got a natural 21 actually dodged safely So he rolled back. The other one, well, you know what? There's a chance that he could have dived into the canal.
Into the sharks, into the thorns. Or...
Right. So 1 to 2, he actually got out safely. 3 to 4, canal. 5, 6, into the thorns. So, he got out safely. All right. So he managed to dodge. What is it? Dodge and dodge.
Dodge, duck, dive, dodge again, or whatever.
Yes. So they both managed to dive out of the way and also rolled off of the ramp because they were like, hell no. And you can see the wood starting to bow more. And everyone who was not in this little bit of combat just starts to back away. Charlotte?
I'm going to thorn whip this guy again because it's what I can do.
Looks around, impending danger of a giant block of coral falling on him, or at least near him. I'm going to thorn whip. I like the way you think.
That's what I can do for my little cantrip. So that'll be a 17 to hit.
All right. That's a dex save, or is that just a to hit?
I can barely hear you.
Oh, sorry. Is that a dex save, or is that to hit?
No, that is a spell attack, 17.
Oh. Okay. Well, that does hit.
So I'm assuming it hits him, yeah. So he takes from that just 2 damage, but then he gets dragged 10 feet through the thorns.
Mm-hmm. Roll that damage.
Which adds another 12 to that. So 14 total.
All right. He is not doing well. All right. Yeah. What else you got?
And the best I can do other than that is just give somebody a little archer attack.
Go for it.
Which is a crit.
Oh, nicely done. All right.
So that is 10 damage, so 20.
Dang. All right. Once again, pow, you take this guy, nail him, and he off the side of the ramp as he'd been trying to go, and then gets eaten by a shark. So, boy. All right.
Sharks might be too full for tomorrow.
They got more sharks, don't worry. There's a whole pool of sharks right there in the back. They all start to run as oh yeah, now it goes. And that's actually not the turn yet. Oh no, it is the turn. Argrax, you can definitely see that the wood is starting, like, it was, the ramp is not fully held together in places, and you can see like the end of it is like, and it's totally about to just like. What would you like to do? You are on the ramp.
How high up is the ramp? Am I currently up?
I mean, so like the staircase goes downwards, the ramp goes upwards, right? So you're kind of in the back part since you Misty stepped over here. So really, you're not on a really tall part. I mean, you're on the pretty close to the street. But if you jump back that way, that's where everybody else is. That's where all the thieves are, or the pirates are. If you jump down, that's a good jump. I mean, it's 15 feet probably. And then also, if you jump on the lower part of the stairs, well, there's thorns.
How long do those thorns last?
How long do those thorns last?
10 minutes if I concentrate.
So we still got a couple minutes of thorns.
Yeah, you got a few minutes left. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Which way do I want to go? Ooh, okay. I think I know which way I'll go. Okay, so I'll use my movement to hop off.
Okay.
So I'll do that, and then I then know what my action's going to be based on that. So, and then for my action, I'm going to use Fey Presence. I haven't used this in a while, but it's about the perfect time for it. I can cause each creature in a 10-foot cube from me to take a wisdom saving throw or become charmed or frightened by me until the end of my next turn.
Ooh.
So I'm going to do that.
And which one are you going to do? Fear or charm?
Yeah, so all the bad guys there, they're going to be, they want to be frightened by me because, I've just done all this stuff. And then, Argax jumps down, superhero landing.
All right. All of them, well, one of them crit failed. So he just pooped his pants. One made their save. Just one. And stood there, but also looked behind you as the coral on the ramp starts to teeter over. And he's like, I'm out anyway. And they all take off. Yeah. Whether they were afraid of you or not. The ramp, the coral on the ramp, all go down into the canal. Traylon, you're going to need to make a dexterity save to dodge either the chunks of coral and or timbers that are flying around.
I'm going to use my shiny dice and see what happens.
Dropping the coral.
Ooh, I rolled a 17, so that should be pretty good.
All right, pretty good. You manage to run far enough away that as the coral goes over the one side, you're off to the other side. A large chunk of coral shoots off, but you dodge it, and slams against the wall. Splashes into the water. One of the sharks pops up and kind of, what gives?
Yeah, but now they're eating the guys that were in the coral. Now the
That's
coral
true.
broke apart, so
Yeah. But now you've got a pathway across the canal with a big chunk of coral because the canal wasn't that deep, really. Well, chaos ensues. Jed and the other ones that were there who were not involved in this fight have fled. There you stand. Cloud of dust behind you.
there would have been bodies, but all the bodies landed in the water, so they're all chum.
Yeah, all the ferrymen were like, "Oh, so glad I pushed away and got away from that noise." And one of them was like, "Hey, you gotta clean that up. You're ruining our business, man." And like all these people around in the market, they're like, "Hey, we can just walk across now. We don't have to pay this ferryman anything." They start running back and forth. Probably starting a riot at this point, honestly. Things are there seems to be a whole lot of yelling and noise. There's a couple of Kingsmen, the Seers are there. And they're kind of like, what is going on? And they cock their crossbows and what is this noise?
Meanwhile, me and Trellin, we're going to, duck our heads, and then we're going to, blend in with the crowd and disperse out of there, and running the same as like everyone else does.
The giant dragonborn blending into the crowd. Actually, you are close enough to the Temple of Tiamat that there's enough of that going on. Back towards the pirates, or
this
back.
Is the perfect time to cast Disguise Self.
I believe at this point we're going to head back towards the Ramble side.
Okay.
Since there's a bunch of folks that ran, so they're probably going to be they're going back to Eddie Fastbook.
Yeah. Well done.
But I look at Traylon as we're jogging away. Like, well, I think we did a good job taking care of that possible situation that could have arose tomorrow.
Well done.
That was not what I expected we'd do.
You saunter back. We're going to take a quick 2.5 minute break, everybody. Don't worry, we're going to come right back. This show goes until 9 o'clock. I do want to remind everybody that there is no Gothic Horror Gaming tonight, as Handler Z and our Gloom Master are on their way to the Louisiana Fair. So they are driving down the road. So we're going to take a quick break, everybody. We'll come back in 2.5 minutes.
You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
To anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggly-dum-de-doo-da-terrio-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before? Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road.
the world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be
But
afraid.
every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggly-dum-de-doo-da-terrio-dee-da-dee. A fwit-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before? Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Adventures waiting further down the road.
Let's go!
And now back to our show. All right. Well, just a few things. Everybody, we've got, now, of course, tonight is Thursday. We will be, let's see, Paulo Garbanzo, that's me, will be at the Texas Renaissance Festival. I'm there until the end of November. Then we're going to be, then I will be, the Royal We, will be at the Louisiana show, where everybody else is come December. And let's see, Handler Z is going to be at the, she's going to be in Louisiana. And our Gloom Master is going to be at Louisiana as well for our November and part of December. And who else? Kitty Chaos will be back at Louisiana in December as well. So we have a whole bunch of, and Shakespeare, of course. Shakespeare's going to be there the whole time. He's heading down this week as well. Trying to think who else is going to be around. Trace Treasure will be performing at Louisiana. And which some of them were in the show. I believe Katie is one of them. And she'll be in Louisiana. So yeah, we have a whole bunch of performers going to be in Louisiana real soon. And I will be joining them in December. So check us out live in the real life. And Quid Kevin, I believe that's the one festival you haven't been to yet. So Quid Kevin, by the way, has punched the ticket on every fair in the country that any of us have been performing at, apparently. You can too. Oh, yeah. Oh, did not go to Pennsylvania. So he did go. All right. He went to LARP a few years ago. Bam. Yes. Chase Treasure will be there, Mab. Did not go to Ohio, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, or Connecticut. Well, why not? But yes, so he'll be there. And trying to think. Well, that's everything that's going on. Yeah, we got 4 more weeks of the Texas Renaissance Festival, and then and Louisiana starts this weekend as well. So come on out, see us in the real world. And all right, but right now, it's time to get back to our game. All right, chaos ensues, as it were. What on earth could we possibly do now? You've been gone for 20 minutes. What have you done? Both of you should probably write on your character sheets that you have that Eddie Fastbuck knows what you look like and is not amused by you. Yeah, just FYI. So just in case, next time Eddie Fastbuck pops up in this game, which he does, Eddie Fastbuck, played by Ricky from the Tortuga Twins. So if you see, is a Tortuga. So if you see him, let him know that these people are in trouble. So you head on back to the Rambles. Those guys fled the other way, so they did not see you go. Give me a perception check from both of you. Oh, and on the wait, no, you need to stay muted. You are unmuted. There we go.
15.
Oh, a natural 21. All right. Very well. Well, Trellin, while you feel that people are looking at you, possibly because of the things you recently just did, Argrax, you certainly know. Oh, man, Sally throws down the -5, but she does not stop a critical success, like the one seen here. Nice try. You definitely know that people are looking at you. Not to say they're following you or anything, but they're definitely keeping an eye on you and perhaps going, "Hey, those are the guys that just did that thing."
And I still have my owl.
So word spreads quickly that somebody has thrown down a giant cube of coral into the canal, possibly messing up the race. Well done. So, or fixing the race, or messing, whatever. Anyway, they're doing it. So that's that.
Does my coral dissolve after so much time? Does it disintegrate,
It's a good question.
You have until next Tuesday to figure it out.
We'll find out. That's right. We will find out by Tuesday how long it lasts. Is it 24 hours? Maybe. All right. Well, it was self-defense. All right. Well, well done there.
It was.
It truly was. Do you report back? Do you just hang out in the Frog Prince? What do you do?
Yeah, I think we're going to report back. We'll let them know what happened, and so they can, somebody somewhat prepared.
Right.
They can let the band know, what happened.
Right. Now they don't. I guess the pirates don't necessarily know who you were working for, but they definitely know you were sent in as spies to mess things up, or saboteurs, even worse. So
they just assumed that we were. We just fought back and then left.
Right. I mean, that guy knew that you were up to something. So, who knows what exactly? But
yeah, but we wrecked their day, so now they're going to think twice.
They are. All right. So, well, Milo, Ned, Blue Tongue, and now Pip.
Is Pip?
Yes. They are actually all in one place, and with a guard of halflings and other peons, or champions, as the case may be, and they are, they're definitely good. They got the guard up. They're looking out for things and stuff. They have guards around the building where the float is held, so you guys all come over there. And they're like, All right, what news? What'd you do? What happened? Tell us.
Well, we went down towards the pirate district, because we figured we'd get ourselves a drink from the Silver Ladle. We haven't been in town a whole lot, so folks don't think we have a particular place that we owe allegiance to. So we got a couple of drinks, checked to see if anyone needed any help. They sent us over to go help at the canal there. It looks like the pirates were building a ramp to jump the canal. That they were going to pull a pin for it to collapse when the next people came across it. So we were going to help build it. Who knows if it would have stayed built or not. But then we were ambushed by like 15 random pirates that decided, we were not there legit. Things happened. Acid was flying, coral was flying, sharks were eating pirates, and the whole thing just collapsed. And now you can actually walk across the canal.
Sure, we'll get that cleaned up in a few days. Not before the race, but the holiday.
But then the rest of the pirates, they ran with brown pants.
Sounds marvelous. And it's early afternoon.
Hey, what can I say? When you're good, you're good.
Excellent. Well, Ned Bluetongue is thrilled, and he's like, all right, well, we've got we're still looking for some parts to finish up the float, and what else? Golly. Well, would you like to hit another part of town, or what would you like to do?
I don't know. What do you think would be best served? If any of the other areas are similar to Pirates, there was all sorts of stuff going on all over the place.
Did you happen to get a look at what float they have?
No, we didn't quite get a chance to get to that since they decided to ambush us early. Obviously whatever they have is something that can make a jump off of a ramp across a canal and land safely. So whatever it is something that can jump ramps.
Right. Well,
and they were really counting on being first.
Yes. Yeah. They were very full of themselves that they were most definitely 100% they knew they was going to hit the canal first.
That makes sense. They're near the beginning of the parade, and any time they lose in the Wizarding Heights, they'll probably just make it back up. Just look at that. That racetrack is zigzags back and forth. All those hairpin turns, they probably just drop straight down. They don't even have to do all those. They'll probably, because there's all manner of streets. I'll put that in air quotes. Streets. They are just mudslides. So you can literally go from the very top straight down. So they're probably just counting on doing that and going right to the Silver Ladle, cutting off that entire area. Can we just float over it? Oh, Mab, you weren't here for the readings of the 2 rules. Yes, as stated earlier, if you are on the parade route, it is unsportsmanlike to attack you straight up. However, if you've tried to take a detour to lighten your load, to perhaps cut some corners, then game on. Now, of course, most of the people in your neighborhood will be fighting for you, so they won't attack you if you take a shortcut. Everyone does this, so you kind of know that you've got the advantage in your own neighborhood when the fight happens. So they're probably just counting on them being at the start of the race, so they were going to get way ahead Everyone else is going to zigzag through the things. Obviously, Although Ned goes, I hate to send you back over to the pirates, but if you could. So what they usually tend to do is that they will set up barricades throughout all of the streets. But if they have a plan to make a route, through some particular streets, because clearly they're planning on doing that, then maybe if you can find out what that plan is, then that's going to be the clearest route. Just saying.
This possible, although they
do know what you look like.
Yeah. Now, Potion Master.
Yes.
Do you by chance have any potions that can change my coloring?
I have a polymorph potion.
Because they're looking for a black dragon.
Yeah.
What if I'm not a black dragon?
That might be too obvious if you just change your color. I mean, there's cantrips that are color change. Polymorph. We could do this whole adventure as mice. No, not so much. Fine.
No, it's probably not so much.
Yeah, maybe something that would still match with my abilities.
Snakes? Junior snakes? No?
No.
Can I do anything for you? No? Fine. I mean, you wouldn't look anything like you. I mean, scales, but...
Just something where, I'm obviously not me, but if I'm still using my magic, it's not crazy.
Right. What about the furball?
Well, I mean, I can disguise myself.
Right.
And of course, I could just turn into any number of random creatures.
I mean, sure, I can cast a cantrip on you, but that's just going to change your color. What other potions do I have? I mean, polymorph self. I mean, you could turn into anything with polymorph. Let me see. What other potions would there be that could disguise you?
Don't ask me. You're the potion master.
Okay. It's the chemical spray paint. You mean paint? Yes. Well, it's like I'm trying to think of what other potions. Paint is a potion. All right. A potion disguise self. There is that potion. It's a low-level spell, but it would work.
How long would it last?
I'll tell you in a second. 1 hour.
1 hour.
We'd have to move quick.
Yep.
At least,
get move quick.
Well, I give you 2 of them.
Yeah.
2? No, that could definitely work because
1 to get in, then
and 1 to
things go.
If things get dicey, we'd end up needing a little bit more time. We've got that safety buffer, or if we do happen to do something and get caught, then lose sight of them for a moment and then pop the other one, change again.
Yep.
I like this idea.
There you go. Use 1, shit goes down, the spell gets taken out, run, use the other potion.
Yes.
Keep running. There we go.
I like that idea.
All right.
But mayhaps a quickest of short rests.
All right. So late afternoon, early evening now.
Yeah, because I get all my stuff back on a short rest.
That's handy for you.
There we go. Okay, good.
All right.
So I'll have to be careful if I decide to use the breath weapon, at least, definitely.
So you relax at Ned's place. He's actually got a second floor that's pretty much like a big living room, balcony overlooking the shop and the street. It's kind of a nice place, and there's all sorts of people, guards and champions, and all everybody's just there to like make sure nothing goes down. And so there's go crash on the couch, it'll be fine. And
Hope it's a big couch.
any cats hanging around? They're actually probably mostly in the any cats, mafia cats would.
Yeah,
probably
what's
be
the
hanging out.
Meowfia doing?
Well, they hang out with the wizards in Wizarding Heights, so they got their own bets going on. So
Oh, the bookies.
probably they're probably out and about scouting their own things, trying to mess things up. So, all right, short rest. It's early. It's now early evening. What you gonna do?
Well, also I'm gonna Ned Mila, do we have any random clothes about? Do we have anything piratey?
Let's find out. Not exactly. No tri-corner hats, if that's what you're asking for. Some good like seafaring clothing, a little bit. Like stuff that's good for, all-weather gear. Yeah, got a little bit.
I mean, just something that way, I'm not looking the exact,
Sure.
different bodies, same clothes.
They've got like an oiled leather cloak that's like one of those over-the-top kind of things, so that if your waves crashing on you would go over that. So, but no tri-corner hats. So.
I'm assuming we can at least find like a bandana to wrap around, any, random jewelry we could just, kind of put on.
Gold earrings.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, now you do know that potion of disguise self doesn't just change you; it changes everything you're wearing too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do potions much. I wave the wand and do things.
It's not my bag, man. Yes, but it does. It will change all your outer appearance.
But this is, these are the happenstances. Potion wears off, I look exactly the same. The different clothes, that can help at least buy some time because there's the whole wait a minute, but he's like, no, that must be a different black dragon, sort of thing. It's a backup.
Clothes make the man. I've definitely I wear a different outfit and I walk around the fair, nobody recognizes me. You'd think that we would be, no. If I'm not wearing my Ren Fair thing that everybody knows me as, then again, everybody mistakes me for Louis. So, I mean, yeah. So, not even kidding. That's anyway. We both wear blue, and we're both guys with facial hair. So clearly,
yeah. But you got to look how the beard flows.
All right. So you are vaguely disguised. You are disguised with potion. Well, you probably want to wait until you get.
Yeah, we're gonna wait until we. All
right. Are you headed back over to the canal, or you want to take the other way around?
Well, if we get up close towards the canal and pop the potion right then we can walk right across and none be the wiser. Mayhaps there might be, a stray hat, hanging about.
Mm-hmm.
That's left over from, a brawl that we were not there, before. We have no idea what actually happened just then.
All right. So you get back to that area, and give me some perception checks there, everybody.
Ooh. 8.
Perception is based on what?
Dexterity? No, intelligence.
Wisdom.
No, wisdom.
So that's a 15 myself. I still have my owl. I see better. 15 on the owl. Actually, 15 for both.
So basically, you definitely know that there's something going on in the canal before you get there. There's way more people there, and they are now rebuilding something. So before you get there, you're like, oh, you probably want to change your appearance now before you get actually over to that. That'd probably be good.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. So you're like, okay, so you get near it, you get a good eye on it. There are now 30 some odd heavily armed pirate types. They've tripled their guard. They are now just working on. They're not making a ramp upwards. They're taking the coral, which is now blocking the canal, and they're just building it a kind of a bridge with that, and more timbers. So they're trying to build something else. They're once again building it out of wood, and they are redoubling their efforts as the sun is going down. The workers don't pay any attention to you, but those guards do, and they just have a keen eye on you. Now, you don't look anything like you did before, so although they're looking, some of them are kind of like trying to intimidate you to see if you like flinch, but you pay because you still have to take a ferry over because all the coral that's blocking the thing, they're building the ramp on it, so they're keeping everybody away from that. So once again, paying the 4 copper pieces to get across. All right, so you're walking in. Again, all those guards are there. They're looking at you. Once you get in, there's a little marketplace there, small street market, and then there's the docks, and there's, as you can see, the map just below me. There's the canal, and then all manner of streets, docks, ships, warehouses, all that sort of thing. And the parade route does go through the major streets, so it makes a lot of sense. And then that first curve down there is where the Whoosy What's It is. The Whoosy What's It. The Silver Ladle. Where'd he go?
So I guess they're going to probably take a shortcut right across the end. We probably should investigate that area and see if they're leaving one of those streets open. Maybe even putting up some additional defenses in case someone cuts through their shortcut.
Let's see. All right. So, using my powers of... so there's a canal. And so which... Are you talking about this spot? Or are you talking about this spot?
I'm thinking they're going to jump where where the main paths come together and enter the Pirate Cove. I think they're going to take a left real hard right about there, a little bit further down in. Yeah, they're going to shortcut their way right across that little spot right there. That's my guess. Because then they can still make that loop around the checkpoint they're supposed to.
Yep. Boom. That does seem to cut off quite a bit of space.
Yeah, so
All right.
somewhere right about there cuts the Pirate Cove to less than half the travel distance.
Yeah.
That's where I'd be looking for them to do a shortcut.
All right. Well, this would be where we can do a little investigation check. Also, if there's anything you'd like to possibly add to that sort of investigation check yourself, you do have your owl. You do notice that there are other flying animals that are, let's just say, not so random. Even a very low perception check would know that they too have some wizard types with familiars that can fly. And you might need to ground your owl.
Agrax. What kind of bird-like thing would chase away most of their familiars? Because I also can summon a familiar, but mine's a little more flexible because I get to summon a fey familiar. Want to have some kind of a fey creature spinning around out there, keeping the skies clear for us?
Well, because I have a variety of familiars that I can choose from.
This place is lousy with familiars and spies. It's showing.
Yeah. And technically, I guess mine would be like it's either celestial, fey, or a fiend instead of a beast. This is my choice.
That does sound like a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, we are getting up towards early evening, so the dark. So I mean, even like a bat would start to be, not
Normal.
terribly out of place.
Right.
Let's see.
Well, we could summon something similar to that. Maybe, I don't know if a werebat would necessarily qualify, but I'm sure there's something in that ballpark.
Maybe. All right. Well.
Giant bat.
That might draw a little bit of attention. Hear me out. Set up a spot where familiars and summoned creatures drink free. That would be where the mafia hangs out. The mysterious order of feline familiars. Then jump them. Step 3, profit.
Okay, so that's another thing.
How about a fey in the form of a bloodhawk?
So for the temporary moment while we're reassessing, I will temporarily banish it. I can call it back on demand within 30 feet. Within 30 feet from me, and then unoccupied space. Because there may be times where having that are handy. Plus, also, it is actually also an extension to any of my spells. Because it can cast the spells for me as long as it's within 100 feet of me. So, like, Eldritch Blast is 120 feet. That means I can actually cast it 220 feet away through my familiar. And that's, like, who's going to look, like, over 200 feet away for someone casting Eldritch Blast? They know it doesn't go that far.
Everybody who has a familiar does, though. I mean, if that's a known quantity, that's a known quantity. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like you're not the first person to cast a spell. Like,
All right, but,
that's like when all the murder hobos come out and do their thing, and I'm like, so just so you know, there was another group of murder hobos before you, and they've killed every merchant who wasn't a 20th level retired adventurer. So the only merchants that are left are just 20th level retired adventurers. So good luck.
Yeah, I saw that one image too, the buff guy, and
Yeah.
selling fruits off the carts on the side of the road.
It's like all of the other regular merchants are dead because there are other groups of murder hobos who've come before you. And so guess what? Yeah, I just wanted to retire from adventuring and sell ropes to new adventurers. That's all I wanted to do. And then these guys came to town. Now I have to kill them with this rope. But thankfully, I'm 20th level fighter, and I have a plus 12 damage. With rope. Improvised weapon. Tie a knot in the end. Bang. Anyway.
Yeah, I have a feeling, Kazoo was going to, stumble through, that village at some point somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Dagger Cloud? Please. 87 damage. Yawn. I cast Fireball on myself to just get bugs off of me. That's
yeah. And just the monk just throws a dagger at you and puts 20 key points behind it.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Well, that's an excellent location. So you've grounded the owl for now. So again, the streets are mostly mud. There are some made of boards, but this whole area is mostly small shacks that basically the thing is pirates or any of the seafarers, they will basically kind of like get together and say like 3 or 4 of them will say, well, I'm going to be out at sea these 3 months, and then you're going to be out at sea the next 3 months, and you're going to be out at sea the next 3 months. So they kind of like have a timeshare with these little shacks. And so they're kind of, they're not the best. They're not the best. There are, nice tropical trees sometimes, and there's a lot of tarps hanging around. And so the roads are not really good. So like the best ones are basically just wooden planks have been put down to stop the mud. But a lot of these, and again, I'm putting roads in air quotes here. A lot of these roads are just mud. So yeah.
Now, one thing I'm thinking, we want to kind of be on the lookout for the conditions of certain roads, if any appear to maybe have been improved or hardened a bit to make it easier for, a wheeled vehicle to pass through quickly. Mayhaps there might be tracks or whatnot, already for a potential storage spot for their vehicle. Because obviously, these road conditions are horrible, when you're trying to speed and shortcut, you want, smooth-ish terrain for your float to go through. So, I kind of want to keep an eye on, for those sort of things as we're moving about.
Excellent concept. Tron, are you looking for anything in particular?
Looking for where they're setting up those barricades to inhibit people, and also possibly any kind of like ambush lookouts on building tops.
Okay. Well, both of you give me a fine investigation roll.
Investigation. Ooh, that's a not natural 20.
Nice.
13.
All right. Charlin, you definitely find, again, because the buildings here are not the greatest, there are a couple of places.
Traylon has disadvantage.
Oh, man. Blondie, throwing down the disadvantage. Re-roll that.
Yeah, that's your woman.
Yep, it is.
She is
Thanks,
our own
hon, for the 8.
What did you get now? Did you say 8?
8. Yeah.
8. All right. Yeah. I mean, there's, let's call it the usual suspects. Like there's a nice, that hairpin turn there. There's some nice, let's see if we can pop that back up here. We'll just do that. Yeah. That nice hairpin turn. I mean, I'm assuming you're going to go kind of wander the whole track. So clearly the silver ladle is bristling with armaments. There is a cannon or 2 that's just literally like, but it is also it's the reviewing stand. So like there is the like honored guest area. There's some bunting, but then there's literally like, and they're like pre-gaming and they're lining the streets like it's a Mardi Gras parade, and they're ready to roll. They are sharpening the knives. They are getting ballistas ready. And you also noticed down here by the docks that there are. You know what? Yeah, give me both of you. Give me. What is there anything that would be more into the line of like seafaring? I would say survival, but perception, survival, seafaring. Do you have anything that would go on those? If you had naval
History or survival?
Sure, use one or the other, whichever one you feel best.
Survival probably fits this a little bit. And that would be a 19.
Oh, nice. How about you?
I mean, I got +1 in animal handling. I mean, when in doubt.
When in doubt, roll animal handling.
It's a 19.
Nice.
See, map agrees. Animal handling.
Animal handling. So both of you notice that the boats, I'm going to say like along this edge here where the route is right along the docks, that all of the boats are broadside to those areas to where the road is close to the docks. All of the ships. And you think, that's not how they usually go there. That they're usually like facing inwards onto the other side where the docks are. But no, they're all broadside. Like, broadside. Cannon doors aren't up, but it's still early. So yeah, there's that. There's that. There is. Let's see. Give me another. Now both of you give me another investigation check as you get around to that little corner there, where you are suspecting is the spot.
That's another 19.
Nice.
I got an 11, and if it's just straight investigation, it's 11.
All right. So there seems to be like it's Trellin from the place where you're like, that would be, if I was a wagon that could go almost straight downhill and survive, that's where I would be. But it's not a road. It looks like a washed out, like it used to be a waterfall or a river. It is ridiculously steep, and it is like, it seems to be like this is like where water has just poured down, washing out whatever road has been here. But with that awesome investigation roll, I will say that even that looks washed out, but it's not, well, there hasn't been a lot of rain recently, so it's not like it should be washed out. So,
Does it look like it might have been dammed?
not sure.
That way they
Not
could,
sure.
unleash, a giant flush of water to carry a wheeled boat of sorts.
That's a really good idea. As if. Right. And there do seem to be some people working on that road as well. Just trying to be surreptitious about it. There are also people looking at you guys. So give me both a stealth roll to not look like shady people who are doing shady things.
Not natural 20.
All right. Well,
That's a 9.
a 9. Well, Trollan, as you're stealthing around stealthily, looking nonchalant.
I'm just lumbering around like, the half-orc pirate that I look like.
Right? Telling Argrax to look nonchalant and maybe walk casual. A group of 4 armed and armored piratey types. Well, they are not. Well, okay. They do not sneak up on you. They confront you. They kind of see you. They're like, "What are you guys doing here?"
We are not the rogues you are looking for.
Yeah. Everybody's supposed to be in position by now.
Oh, dude, I got no position.
Well, then you better get out of here.
Oh, okay. I just walk around enjoying the day. Getting ready for the fun tomorrow. Lots of fight.
You want to roll deception on that?
That's going to be 18 plus 4. Because charisma.
He gives you a squinty look and then kind of goes, "All right, got my eye on you guys, but you guys need to head out. Like, get in your positions for tomorrow, because everybody be ready. And look out for some other spies, too. I hear they're out and about. Furball and a dragon."
Oh, yeah. I heard about Canal. That's a big boom.
Yeah. No more mistakes.
Oh, no. I get position.
And they just kind of stand there and kind of wait for you to leave.
We leave. I leave.
And again, that slide, it definitely looked like way too steep for any wagon that was being pulled by any normal animal. But it definitely seemed cleared, like either by actually washing out or by someone clearing the path. But you're like, oh yeah, that's clear sign of something. Yeah, there's that. All right, and then and again on that curve, right there. There are. Oh, you know what? Sorry. Give me your investigation check.
Investigation. 17.
Ooh, nice.
I see nothing.
All right.
1.
And both of you give me a stealth check as well.
Looks like you've got a 21 for you as well.
Yeah. Nope.
Oh, nat 21 to the DM. All right.
I stubbed my toe on something in the mud and yelp.
I've got a 14.
All right. Well, here's what basically ends up happening. You, once again, you're on this corner here, and you're kind of lining up that mudslide path that then lines up. And now they've got it kind of like there's some tarps in front, but you're like, oh, they're just gonna drop the tarps and then either put them back up or whatever. Like fairly easy. You can see how that's gonna happen. And then it kind of goes right over to that curve, right? So it just kind of goes like a straight line from there to there. And right here on that corner, you do notice that these little shanty buildings are not old. They look possibly renewed. They're newer. And your curiosity gets the better of you. And you're like, well, just take a little peek inside there. And you're like, and there inside is a large, like I don't know how they kind of packed it in there, but it's a gigantic suit of armor that is just boiling with red smoke, just coming out of the eye sockets and all the spots of all the creases, and the two red eyes inside of this helmet like look pretty much right at you. Be nosy. and that's when that natural 21 happens, where someone goes, but you hear a voice yell, hey, we said no intruders. They're like, guys, there's a spy. And that's swing, crossbow bolt shoots across, misses you. Swing. And you realize that that whole turn there is full of, like, on the rooftop, there's already guys there just waiting, laying out. Some of them are drinking. And you're like, oh, this is a whole, like, ambush zone. Oh, when we're in it. Oh, that sounds. Oh, it's bad. Yeah. So you're right there-ish. Right there, the nice little. You kind of like. It just kind of dawns on you that all of that row is just set up to just open fire on anything that comes down that road. Like, oh, crap. So one crossbow bolt shoots across you. Swing. What are you going to do now?
Might be a good time to GTFO.
Yeah.
Because how many bad guys did we...
I mean, you only see a few, but this whole area, this is when you realize, like, this whole area is like the ambush zone. Like this, you are in the kill zone of this thing, because they're like, oh yeah, everyone's gonna swing around that corner, and then they're gonna be on the lookout, but they're gonna be already like pat in the middle of that whole thing.
Yeah, the person who's not helping us at all says stand and fight.
Person who keeps throwing down. All right.
That's why I wanted a short rest, so I could get all my stuff back.
Exactly. What's your armor class?
17.
All right, another. Oh, that's gonna be an 8. Crossbow bolt hits you. It hits you hard. Doesn't go into you. Bounces into your armor. Like oof, but definitely not necessarily knock the wind out of you, but hits you hard enough to care, and does 7 damage. Tron, what's your armor class? 16.
16.
Yet another hit on that one as well. Oh, that's going to be 9 damage. As this crossbow bolt hits you hard. Bloof.
Owie.
And now, I do want to mention that there are, of course, I took it off the board. Oops. There are streets here that cut this way down the hill. So, I mean, this is not the only street. This is just the major street. There are plenty of side streets, or just not alleys. They're just, areas that you can go. There's a nice clear road that you could run straight down and be ambushed by every single pirate in the area. Or you could maybe go down some of these side roads over here if you wanted to try to make your way back this way. Knowing, of course, that there's a whole group of 30 guys over there at the front gate, or at the canal. Anyway, just a thought.
Traylon, you got booze?
Booze?
Yeah. Big fire.
Yeah. Well, I was about to set this building on fire in front of me, and then say bye to you.
Yeah. Fireball. Fireball, run, poof, presto, changeo,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's kind of my plan.
Right, so you're about right
literally
there.
cast bonfire on the corner of one of these buildings.
All right.
And then hidden step and vanish.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I can hidden step as a bonus action. So I'm literally going to cast fire and then vanish while waving goodbye to Agrax. And I'm heading for an alley while I'm invisible for a round.
Nice. All right. And that ignites normal fire. This is a bonfire, right? So.
It is. So it's a 5-foot cube of fire, and everything takes fire damage, and anything bonfire ignites all flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried.
All right. You can probably put it under like the front porch of one of these buildings, and they're all just made of wood, so it gets a save, and so. A ball of fire erupts out from underneath one of them. Yike. And right, and then you zoop across. I'm gonna assume you're going across the street this way where my little arrow is there. Right?
Yeah.
And then you're gonna head for that way. Okay. Yeah, all right. And then you action, reaction, and your move. Right. Okay.
Yep.
Try to dodge around one of these little buildings. Very well. Argorex.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm casting Firebolt.
Okay.
That's a 14 plus 7 is a dirty 21.
That'll do it.
Yep.
All right. So one of the guys with the crossbows on top of the roof. Blam. You nail him.
I'm throwing us at the building.
Oh, at the building.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you easily hit the building.
Oh.
Bam.
Yeah, that's that's 20 fire damage to the building.
Oh, damn.
Because
Okay.
I rolled max on my
Nice. I see that.
my damage.
All right. You form up a ball of fire, chuck it. You hit a crappy door, and it bursts into flames, explodes off of the door hinges, and in that little shed, you see another suit of armor, and are you moving as well?
Oh yeah, I'm moving and then bonus actioning a Misty Step to GTFO, and then poof, vanish.
All right. As you see the creature like stand up and just literally push the building apart, almost as if maybe that building wasn't really even put together, just kind of there, and just in this almost 10-foot tall suit of armor, like. But you're now nearly 50 feet away, so. All right, they get a reaction on no. Ooh, one of them does hit though before you Misty Step out. One of the crossbow guys. Pat, That's another 7 damage as it. Oof. They keep hitting your beautiful armor. And now you are, Charlin, how far away do you get in with that one round?
Well, I can just move my normal movement, but I'm invisible while I'm doing it.
All right, for that first round, yes. All right.
Yep.
And, Night Sky. Night Sky. All right, so, let's see. You're invisible there. Argrax, how far did you get?
We'll say I'm going for max movement.
Okay. And
so max movement plus additional 30-foot of Misty Step.
All right. Right. All right. The creature stands up as the flames like kind of erupts from behind him or underneath him. It steps off of the thing and runs. Shalin, it seems to be able to see invisibility because it runs right at you.
That's not good.
Yeah. However, you are just at the edge of its movement, but it is, it just, it's nearly 10 feet tall. It just lumbered towards you and is right behind you. But you're both down one of these little, alleyways, these muddy paths, sliding downhill down towards the main road to the canal. Trowlin, it is right behind you. What would you like to do?
And you said it's like smoking with fire-like stuff?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's full of red smoke. And like it was like one of those like a smoke grenade. Like as if it was a suit of armor filled with a smoke grenade. It just yeah.
Okay. I don't like this thing. And I'm assuming it's not. I'm assuming fire doesn't do much to it. So I'm going to use the last charge in my current battery and hit it with a lightning bolt from my staff.
Oh, all right. Just over the shoulder, pal.
Yeah, lightning bolt.
All right.
So that'll actually be a 100-foot line, 5 feet wide.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Blam! And what's the dice on that?
8d6.
Right on.
Quick's dropping a 21 on Traylon.
Oh, dang. All right. Well, Quid, that's just you do kind of have to aim that if you're going to do it.
Yeah, it gets a save for half, but not with a nat 21.
So Quid can specify that is going to crit fail the save to maximize and double the damage down.
Yeah. So why don't you roll that damage? And yes.
That is 28 damage before doubled.
Right. So honestly, what kind of happens is that you put it over your shoulder, but you're headed downhill in muddy ground, and you slide, and you're like, "Ugh!" and just jam it right into its chest as it goes off, blowing the chest piece out. Ow! And it's just full of smoke. It just how much damage is that total? Double?
54.
All right.
If it's 28, that's 56.
56. All right. So, it blam! It blows out the back piece of its armor. There's a giant hole in the front piece of the armor, and you're like, what? As it just you can see it look down and it's trying to figure out what in the world is going on. Argrax.
Yeah. So
you hear.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep running
behind you.
Oh boy. So
there's probably a building on the other side of the alley that also took a hit.
Oh yeah, a couple of saves here. Hang on. Nope. Make way for new developments.
I mean, hey, if we've got to, tear stuff down,
New
then
great path.
so be it, right? Yay.
Yeah, now Argrax, you're successfully wiggled down around some buildings, so really no one you're kind of hidden, you're pretty sure that they don't know where you are. So you could try to come out, you could try to just keep rolling. Up to you.
Actually, you know what? I think I will actually, since I'm out of sight at the moment, I'll see if I can set more stuff on fire.
Okay.
More distraction, more melee, since,
Sure.
trailing and is getting this thing and the surrounding neighborhood, blowing up to holy hell. Let's continue, blowing shit up.
Sounds like a fine idea.
So we'll do another firebolt. 15 plus 7. Yeah. Whatever I'm aiming at is definitely going to go up.
And so tell you what, give me a survival check to kind of look around to see this, to locate the most flammable object.
That's 18.
Yeah, you're there's a hay bale next to a big wooden shed. Hell yeah, shaboom!
Oh yeah, that's gonna be 14 fire damage.
Yeah, someone's little wagon. God, you people. You rampaging. Anyway, definitely not evil. That's right.
Cry freedom, halfling! I whisper under my breath.
And so the hay bale just goes right up the side of the building, licks with fire.
Tuesday's gonna be so lit.
So lit. This large suit of armor looks down, looks back as the piece of back armor has flown off and literally like a car hood is flown across shoo, 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 and chunked into another building. But it still looks at you and pulls up its sword and tries to cleave you in half. Horribly missing. It rolled a 2, which is only a 9. And guess what? It gets 2 attacks per round. Oh, that's going to be a 23. All right, so
That'll hit.
yeah, that probably hits. I don't remember off the top of my head what the damage is, so I'll just roll these dice. And we'll oh geez. Okay, so that's going to be 20 total damage as it comes.
And that happens to be my exact remaining hit points.
Oh, what did Blondie give me?
Advantage.
Oh man, advantage. All right. Well, let me roll advantage and see if I crit. Nope. Okay, so just a hit. Blam. So you're at 0?
I am at exactly 0 because
Kevin also dropped an auto fail directly behind the advantage.
Auto fail beats the advantage, or just the advantage.
Thank God I'm still tracking the chat.
All right. Well, as you feel your saint's lifeblood slip before you.
And then now Mab's also dropping a -5.
All right. You can take that -5 back there, or just use it next turn. All right. So you see, you're like, what just happened? As whang! I mean, he does hit you, knocks you across into the other shed. Oof! And but somehow his lack of having back having any back saves him from or saves you from doing any damage somehow this round.
Your next roll is -5.
All right. Oh.
I guess the roll after that.
So while you did not take any damage from that, a couple of those pirates have caught up, and one of them plinked a crossbow bolt at Trollan, and I crit 21 there. So, so let's see. It probably won't be 20 damage unless I roll a 6, and that's +2, so that's 8. That's 16. Oh, okay, that hurt.
I'm deep in the red. Deep in the red.
Yeah. Now the other one missed, but another crossbow bolt zings over your head. It's back to Trollan.
Yeah. I'm gonna
He did knock you,
cast.
he did knock you 10 feet. So you're not actually in melee with him anymore. Although he has reach, but it reaches 5 feet, so he knocked you 10 feet away. So you're actually 5 feet out of his range. So thankfully, otherwise attack of opportunity, and they would be cut in half.
Maybe GTFO and repoly.
Yeah, I'd like to very much get out of here.
Because I'm hidden. If you can get hidden, we can change form and we can, bye, Felicia. I think we've caused, some sufficient damage to, help things. Because if they're all focusing on trying to find us, then who's going to be putting the fires out on these old, decrepit, rickety buildings?
Oh, they're going up like that.
Yeah, and then maybe, on our way out, we can, toss a couple more fireballs because, that's a cantrip for me. So, poof, poof, poof.
As long as you stay ahead of the giant creature that's trying to cleave you in half. Just, yeah. All right, so, So what do you do?
My thought at this point is to turn into a Black Panther and haul ass.
Oh, that's good. I'll do it. What's a 40 foot?
I tell you in a second when I turn into a panther.
Did you run with both arms, or they run?
I am now actually a panther. Oh, 50-foot speed.
50.
So I can do a 100-foot run in full bar.
Right on. All right, you're like, pew! You just shoot out of there.
Oh, and as a bonus action, I could actually hit myself with a heal.
Oh, good. Okay, there you go. All right. Zing! Right by you goes this bolt of black as the sun is setting, and you're like, oh, okay. You chuck a couple of fire bolts the other direction.
Yeah, and actually, I'd pull my familiar back out because I can send the familiar in another direction.
Right.
Set stuff on fire there. They're gonna look that way while left hand, right hand, and then I'll poof. I'll do a presto changeo, and I'll black lightning out of there as well too.
All right. So you're gonna. Oh yeah, right. You just need to give me a stealth roll. Tron, you're just booking it.
Yeah. This cat.
So many D21s you have. It's an impressive display. What did you get? What did you do?
Yep. I got another dice roll. I got advantage.
Oh, advantage.
Oh yes.
Nice.
A 20 is a lot better than a 4.
All right. So boom, boom, boom. You perfectly time a couple of fireballs, bam, 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 to hit.
Firebolt.
Oh, fireballs, yeah.
Yeah, I wish it was fireball.
Well, they're tiny fireballs. Tiny fireballs. Bam, bam, bam. You perfectly time them as everyone goes, huh? And you, pa-chow, shoot on out of there. Once again, you get back over there. The guards, so here's the thing. They are now like wall to wall, kind of blocking the canal. There's even more guards than there were before. They have clearly been alerted that there's something up, and they're like, nobody gets past us. You're both, you're pawing your way down the road, and you're like, oh crap, and Argrax, you're booking it, and you're like, yeah, hang on.
How wide is the canal?
The canal is a mere 10 feet wide.
Okay. That's good. I can. Traylon, do you have a way to poof jump past folks? Because I still have another spell slot. I can get up there.
I could.
And I can misty step right across that bitch.
At a run of 100 and my strength, I'm fairly certain I could jump that canal about 3 times over.
I think as a Panther, it just, as long as you didn't crit fail, you can pretty much. I'd set that DC to about a 3. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's.
Yeah, I got an 8.
If there's a spot where it's kind of semi-heighty, like 20 feet away,
yeah,
I'll just misty step right across. I still got one more spell slot.
All right, there you go. All right, so you're kind of heading towards it, and they're kind of like, "What the?" And you hear one of the leaders of the group's like, "Nobody gets in and out. I don't care what they are. If they're owlbear or uberhawk, nobody gets out. What is that? Oh, that's a." And and you just like.
They're watching that.
I am misty stepping. Poof! Get the other side, and I'm like,
and I'd actually like to pounce on one down near the canal and use his body as the leaping point going over.
All right. And what did you roll that earlier there? So as long as
that would be a pounce would be an attack of 15, and then the leap would be the 8 plus 6.
Boom. No problem. They definitely are like, I wasn't expecting to fight panthers, so I'm not really up for this. On the other side of the canal, there are a few priests of Jawzus, not high level or anything, 3rd, 4th, 5th maybe level, but they're there just kind of like, just taking notes.
I point to the side of my hat because I still have my decal from the festival where I ran where I tried running the shark pole, and I'm like, no worry, friends, just trying to stop some of the stuff the pirates are doing. All is well in the eyes of Jawzus tonight, I think, for you.
And once I see Tommy's calmed them down a little bit, I'll turn from a panther back into a furbog and show him some little thing that Frank gave us. I'm sure I've got a Jawzus pin or something on me somewhere.
Sure. All right. They give you the pass, and they know that you're not from around here either, but they're like, but you are a brethren.
Yeah, because I am an acolyte as well myself, or my character.
You're all chum in the eyes of Jawzus, my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And you book it back to the Rambles, to Ned's potion shop. And there are some other things that have happened across the town. You do notice that there are some fires in the distance at other locations. Clearly, this is a night of high antics on everyone's part, and you're not the only murder hobos around. But
hey, we didn't actually kill anybody.
That's true.
We just destroyed property.
Yes, and that whatever thing, which by the way is a helm horror. But anyway.
Take notes, Mab.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going into this Tuesday night.
That's right. So, my friends, I think as you get back, they all cheer you on as heroes and get you a few drinks. They're like, everybody drink a little bit, but not too much, because you never know. The night is long before the Battle of the Bands, and anything can happen. So
yes, we've
be
given
prepared.
him the update that we've got probably half of the Pirate Cove is burned down.
Nothing much happened. You tried to take out a neighborhood, and they didn't.
Hey, we discovered that they have some freaking mechanical monstrosities, you know,
And you
so.
succeeded. All right. You have some drinks, you enjoy yourselves, and you get ready for Tuesday night, which is the start of the Battle of the Bands. It's going to be great. My friends, hey, thanks for tuning in and watching our, this is the Patreon Saints game. And what we do like to do is, as often as we can, the Patreon Saints kind of run a parallel game alongside of our Tuesday night players. And basically, this is going to affect what happens on Tuesday night. And in a big way, in several big ways.
You notice how we had someone here, you know, scouting out the entire time.
Not only did they scout out the information, and of course, now the Tuesday night players will have that information available to them, but they've also ruined some plans and discovered some other plans as well. So they will be the least surprised, we think. Of course, as we all know, other people, other neighborhoods, I rolled many times, my friends, but no one ever noticed any fruits. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so there are there's other neighborhoods that might have some special information. Was that a banana? So my friends, hey, thank you so much for joining us. I've had a great time. Once again, so there's no Gothic horror tonight, everybody. Our game masters are driving through on their way to Louisiana, and so our next game is going to be Sunday. Wait, Mab, is our next game Sunday, or are they on a break too this weekend? I can't remember. But for sure, we've got Prue on Monday at 8 o'clock. We've got that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Modern Monday with Lady Prudence. She's got music and prizes, 8 p.m. Eastern. Then we have our Glamour Hobo Bedtime Tales at 10 p.m. We have quite the lineup on Monday. Gorgeous, beautiful people. And, of course, Tuesday night, All Bard Party. And this is the start of our Battle of the Bands. So here we go. My friends, thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you've got a D21, because this is Nat 21 Adventures. When a natural 20 just won't do, you definitely need a Nat 21. Everybody have a great night. Thanks for coming.